Last time on Final Fantasy IV, we returned to the planet and the Giant of Babel was summoned. But thanks to all of the other characters in the game, we got the chance to enter it, and now we're going to take it down from the inside. Of course, last time we were also interrupted by the four fiends, but now that they're out of the way, nothing's going to stop us from entering whatever this room is. Alright, room, what are ya? Give me the details. Control core. Well, that sounds about right. Oh no! Orb! Actually, technically speaking, that's not even an orb, because it's split in the middle. Also, this is a lie. Do not listen to Fusoya. In addition to being terrible, Fusoya is also a liar, because this is the CPU. I'm going to go over the attack node first, because that's what you want to kill. It's got 1200 HP, 62... Actually, why am I even going over its strength? There's no need to go over its strength. Its one move is Laser Barrage. Laser Barrage fucking hurts. And down goes most of our characters. Alright, we're not going to worry about the other two just yet. Of course, as a computer orb, it's immune to all status effects, and it doesn't have any sort of elemental weakness. Though it's also resistant to Earth. Not like absorbing resistant, but it just takes slightly less damage from that for some reason. So, basically what you're going to want to do is, of course, you want to slow it down to make sure it doesn't do that again. And quite frankly, at the moment, I kind of think Edge and Fusoya are a lost cause, especially if he's going to disco us a second time in a row. And down goes Rydia. Oh boy, it's a random amount of damage, apparently. So yeah, this is one of those battles where if you don't get it right, then, well, actually, no, it's not even a matter of getting it right. If you don't get lucky, you're gonna die. I suppose you should also heal a little bit more, but anyway, yeah, now we're down to one character. Thankfully, Cecil is a good damage dealer. Unfortunately, that's not going to stop this guy from doing Laser Barrage more. Now, I believe in the original games, taking down the defense node is kinda what you wanted to do. Though, to be fair, in the originals, it had a move called Globe 199, which was basically a one-hit kill that it would use after the other two nodes were destroyed. So basically, I think you had to destroy it first, and then it wouldn't kill two characters in one hit. So, anyway, I guess we'll move on to the CPU now. Obviously, it has Reflect. And there goes the attack node, thank goodness. Okay, now we can revive some characters, because from this point on, there's really not much the attack and the CPU and defense nodes can really do to us in terms of damage. As I was about to say, CPU has Reflect in addition to Object 199, or Globe 199 rather. For some reason this has Object 199, and I don't know if there's any difference, but anyway, yeah. Globe 199 does kind of hurt, so... Now, that being said, defense node, of course, being the last one you should take out, because it's really not doing much to the CPU other than healing it, and since the CPU does have Globe 199, you really do want to take it out before the defense node, just in case. You don't want anyone dying right at the end of the fight, because that would be pretty bad. Of course, the other thing is, CPU is pretty fast, and you do want to be very wary about taking down its Reflect, because it throws its Reflect back up almost immediately. As for spells, there's not really much that it's weak to other than electricity. Takes double damage from electricity. Sadly though, that's kind of difficult to do because it keeps reflecting shit. Yeah, anyway, honestly, I would just go with the physical damage for this guy because, quite frankly, he just throws up Reflect too quickly. Though I think it's less him throwing up Reflect too quickly, and more so, you have no idea what its actual ATB bar gauge is at, and yes, I know that was entirely redundant, but yeah, there's really no way to gauge where it is on there, so you might remove its reflects right before it's about to get a turn, and you have no way of knowing. So it's all very risky. Of course, another strategy you could do is using reflect on yourself and then bouncing some thunders on, or yeah, it's thunder, because I mean, it should be lightning, but that would make sense or something. But anyway, yeah, you should bounce your own spells back. But the thing is, the defense node with 12,000 HP, and of course, the ability heal, but elemental absorption, like that's its main gimmick. Other than the fact that it can heal the CPU, it absorbs all elements other than Earth, and basically that means you can only use Titan. Now, of course, there is the spell Quake, but for some reason that is completely ground-based, even though the attack animation shows rocks jutting up from the ground, which should hit it, but it doesn't. But apparently when Titan does it, oh, now it's not a complete ground attack. Ugh. Oh, and I don't believe I went over the CPU's HP, did I? The CPU has 30,000 HP and 999 defense, which is why you should, well, I say should rely on magic, but you've seen how far that's gotten me, right? It really hasn't gotten me anywhere. In fact, it's kind of been screwing me over. Oh, wait, I got one! Hooray! At last, a hit that is not reflected back at me, into my face, which will burn horribly, probably killing the user because Rydia's a very powerful mage, which is normally a good thing, until CPU decides to throw up a reflect and kick your ass. So I guess with that I can say that Edge, probably the best character for this, other than Cecil with Focus, because that's just powerful. Actually, that didn't do too much damage, did it? So yeah, Edge's shurikens do a pretty good job. Fuma shurikens, of course, are even better for this, but I'd rather not use those up. There's also the knife, but I definitely don't want to waste that, because that's a one-time use. I suppose while we're here and just waiting through a now kind of tedious battle, I can mention that I was kind of dodging it in the previous episode, but these guys are the end of that one secret boss in the after years I was mentioning. The Lost Babel? Yeah, I think that's what its name was. But yeah, this is the final section of it. You fight... oh shoot, what was it? The chest in one of the hands, the head in one of the hands, and then basically this fight, but they have better stats. Oh, sorry Edge. Bye. But yeah, so yeah, stat-upped CPU and nodes just so it can be a secret boss. That sounds kind of wrong, though, because I feel like there aren't 4 forms. I'm pretty sure it is 3, so yeah. It's chest or stomach or whatever that happens to be, then head, then these guys. So yeah, it is a pretty cool fight, and I do kind of wish that's how they went about it here. Actually, did the After Years come out before or after this remake did? Because it was originally on WiiWare, which is also when that secret boss was designed. So... I don't actually know, because of course the DS and the Wii were about the same generation, so I have no idea which came first, and I'm certainly not going to look it up right now. What are you talking about? I mean, this boss is so interesting and well designed, and okay, I'm gonna be honest, I really don't like it that much, because the start of the fight is just, hey, are you getting lucky with the damage that Laser Barrage is doing? No? Well, bye. And after that, then it's just, hey, do damage to enemies that really aren't doing anything to you. That's fun, right? I mean, I don't really want these guys to have a defense on top of Laser Barrage, but it would be nice if they got something smaller after you killed the attack node just to make up for it. I mean, I guess the attack node was created with the express purpose of, well, attacking, therefore covering up the weakness of the CPU in that it does not have a laser cannon inside of it, which I would normally complain about. Most computers should really fire disco lasers. But I'm not going to complain because if it did have laser barrage, that would mean we would get 2 helpings of laser barrage at a time. And that doesn't sound fun. That actually sounds quite terrible. And it would be the worst thing. Okay, so, Final Fantasy IV DS came out at the end of 2007. Certainly, I am just looking back in my own memories to figure that out. And eventually, when things load, I suppose we'll just focus on this intense fight. Get it? Focus, because Cecil just focused for like the 300th time in this fight. Anyway, so, apparently the original release was on mobile phones, because of course it was, but then it was WiiWare. The very original came out in 2008, but then the WiiWare versions came out in 2009. So unless development started around the same time, the after years did come after Final Fantasy IV DS. Still though, would have been nice if there was a secret fight with Lost Babel. Oh, thank God he's dead! We still have to deal with the defense node, meaning it's Titan City, baby, but there's absolutely nothing defense node can do. It has no purpose in life now that the CPU is dead, so I don't know why the game doesn't just do the normal RPG thing where you kill the main boss and then its allies die alongside it. Like, I think most of the Mario RPGs do that, right? I know Paper Mario does, as does Mario and Luigi. I'm pretty sure Super Mario RPG does that as well. Though it is actually, no. Did Matt keep his troops? I've actually forgotten by this point because most bosses don't really do that much in terms of enemy summoning. And usually if they do, it's easy enough to take care of them. But yeah, bosses are usually solo, I think. Again, other than Mac, but I forget if his Shy Guys stay around after he summons them, if he dies. Anyway, yeah, this is pretty much the rest of the fight, except I think I also use Quake in an effort to not have to do the whole summon transition. Because, I mean, that's more work for me. That and it does waste a bit of time when we're at the end of the fight. There's no need. But alas, Quake will not work. Even though it should. Like, check this out. It's floating low to the ground. It totally got hit by that, but no, it missed. You know, if it... Oh, god damn it. Yep. That's another problem. Cecil has a light elemental sword. And the defense node does absorb all elements, including the less common ones. So yeah, unless you have some non-elemental spells or Titan, I mean you have to have Titan, but yeah, unless you have some non-elemental spells, you're kinda screwed here. Like, basically, if... Oh, Ultima, though, I think is non-elemental, right? I mean, that's its whole thing. Nice! Good! Get rid of that fucker. Okay, we are done here. Edge does a flip, and we have won. Thank goodness for Twincast. Nice level up. Good, good. Oh, we learned Holy, which wouldn't have been helpful here, but nonetheless, it's pretty cool. And we learned Flare, which would have been helpful, actually. And Fusoya gets fuck all because it's Fusoya. Hooray! How do you know? How dare you stop my horrible death abomination from destroying the world? You are very rude. This was my new house, and you broke in. I can't believe you people. I mean, does anyone? Whatcha? time for plot. No, anything but plot! Ah!
Why? Why was I so consumed by hate?
To the point where I put a face on my groin. This armor's really weird.
Do you remember your father's name?
That's a weird question.
My father. His name was Kruya.
Gasp. Oh my god, so that brother that Fusoya mentioned, and no one really paid attention to that fact, was Golbez all along. And yeah, he was being controlled by Zemus, which is really cool, because it means we've never actually met the real villain. And Golbez, who was introduced as villain pretty early on, and a pretty good one at that, he had such skills and great magic power, and was able to come up with such dastardly tricks, such as a trapdoor, was not actually the real villain and was being manipulated all along. That's such a great plot point, and I am very, very fond of it.
But were it me, the one Zemus chose to control,
I'd have a face on my groin armor.
No, there was evil in me, long before all this.
What?
I'm the one who abandoned you.
Hold on a sec, let me look into my pockets for the flashback. Oh, where is it? Oh, here it is, got it. Okay, it started a long time ago. I was just a very low poly baby. You did a good job with the birthing thing. Congrats for shoving a human being out of you. Too bad I didn't help, right? I looked it up on the internet. Pretty cool name, right? Unless he gets consumed by hate and decides to become evil or something. That would just suck. Okay, so we actually get to play in this flashback. The flashback was not at all present in the original version of the game, but nope. In this version, you get to play as the dorky little past self of Golbez, or Theodore without the E, as his name actually is. So yeah, it's little playable flashback, woo. It's kind of neat, I guess. It doesn't really add much, but it's there. Just a little dorky kid talking to people. By the way, Golbez is telling this entire story. And then I entered this guy's house and he was talking about men and magic. That was pretty great. So then I ran around and found another guy. And apparently, we who use magic look like fools. I don't really get that part. I think he's just trying to be deep, but he doesn't really know what he's saying. He's just coming up with random shit. But hey, I've never spoken to him since that night. So then I ran into a bush, and then after I got done being stuck on that bush, I looked at another bush, and then I talked to my dad. If you love the moon so much, why don't you marry them? I'll explain when you're old enough to know that we came from the moon! Did I blow your mind, kid? Look, if you can't master Cure, you're gonna become evil. 'Cause you know, if you only know black magic, that means you're going to be a horrible, evil tyrant, and you're gonna be able to summon shadow dragons, 'cause there's no compassion in your heart or something. Anyway, go back to your bed. Dip-a-dip-a-doo. So then I was about to go back to bed, but then from a bird's eye view, I noticed that my mother had fallen out of bed, so I went over there. I really don't know how I saw that. Don't worry, Theodore, it's just late night stumbles. Look, sometimes I fuck up a lot, okay? I'll explain alcohol to you when you're older. Oh, I guess I'm also pregnant. Again. And by that, she actually means sneak out and do cool stuff overnight, Theodore. If you don't go to the arcade, your brother's never gonna grow up right. Ouch. Those guys. Oh no, they used magic! I don't know why, but out of context, that just sounds hilarious. Damn them, those magic users! Oh, yes I can. You see, I can summon the Shadow Dragon. Oh, that's my lung bleeding. Now, you need rays, idiots. God, you can't even do that right. Theodore, that's actually... You're not using cure. That's just killing me more. Oh god, the pain. You can tell? Come on. Seriously, I have to die tragically. Just give me this, okay? Cool, baby. Well, there I go. I'm dead now. She died headbutting her own baby. I hate you, low-poly baby who looked exactly like me. Hoo boy, let me tell ya, I've seen the future. And, guess what, kid? He grows up to be way hotter than you, seriously. Just your run-of-the-mill bishi, unlike you. I wouldn't describe that lady as a dragon, but whatever. That's your name now! I just decided it! Because why the hell not? Oh my god, it's actually Big Boss! He's just renaming his soldiers! Which I guess means Golbez could have been named Beef. Is somebody having a tragic backstory around here? It's a baby, alright. This dumb-looking baby looks a lot like this one lady I knew. Yep, that sure was a horrible Wednesday. Hoo boy! Now let me tell you about that in my flashback. Golbez, you just said that. You said all of that. With our lunar secrets. Curse them. They ignored the lunar secrets. Wasted them. Also, there were voices in my head. I mean, I just told you about all of that, but I figured you'd need a recap.
After that, I took to the borderlands, where I could hide from others' eyes. Racked by guilt, ashamed to show my face.
But you show me off all the time! So says me, the groin face!
Now, but I am glad that you survived.
Congrats on that, Cecil.
What better a pawn could Zemus have possibly chosen than this? Where will you go? To put an end to all of this.
Zemus is a Lunarian, as am I.
We're all Lunarians here.
Farewell. Cecil.
You aren't seriously taking Fusoya with you, are you? Golbez, you fool! There are so many better allies you could have than Fusoya. They're waiting outside. Literal children would be better than Fusoya. Tella
Cecil,
would be better.
is this all
And
right?
he's dead.
That man, he means to die.
He's bringing Fusoya with him.
your
He'll
brother.
never last.
My brother.
Your
But he's
blood.
also the brother
Your only
that
living
tried to kill you
family.
and destroy the world. I don't think that really matters that much. It looks like we're gonna have to jump. Quit having the brother sad, Cecil. We need to get out of here. Well, this sucks. My heart's been exploded for like 10 minutes now. Oh, so long, cruel world. Ouch! Wait, he didn't even explode? Then why was everyone hurrying to get out?
四天王の中で私が一番セクシーだと思うんだが